And a lot of our Western medical models of healing, we do the work that creates the healing. And there are times and situations where that is the most powerful approach to our healing. In spiritual healing, in the way that we hold spiritual healing at Sons of Spirit, it's not about how we heal or fix ourselves or mend our wounds or rid ourselves of all the things we dislike or judge about ourselves. Spiritual healing is about surrender. It's about how we stop resisting the divine flow of love, of healing, of mercy, of grace that is moving towards us naturally, innately. It's about how we step into the river of life and of healing that is available to us, that nourishes us, that heals us, that remembers who we truly are. Spiritual healing begins when we return to intimacy with the divine, with God, with the ancestors, with spirit, with the earth, with the sacred. Once we return to intimacy with the divine, our healing is inherent. The divine carries the medicine and the wisdom that understands our ache. So spiritual healing, it doesn't actually require that much of us, but it does require a willingness to put down our resistance, the barriers that we have to receiving the love and the intimacy and the relationship that we can have and do have with God. I often like to say that within spiritual healing, the way out of the wound is the way in. How do we come into the river? How do we come into relationship with spirit? How do we come into relationship with God and with the divine and with the ancestors? Because once we are present and in that flow, the wounds must heal. There's nothing else that can happen in the presence of the unconditional love of God but our fullness of healing. And so spiritual healing is really about how do we bring people into the presence of the sacred, into the presence of the God, and how do we remove, release, relinquish the resistances and the barriers that we might have to that, which can take some work to be able to do that. Prayer is a portal, and it's a portal in, right? The way out is the way in. Prayer is a portal in. And so when we come into prayer, we come into deep presence and deep relationship with the divine. And so it allows for more room, it allows for more grace, it allows for more space for the healing to flow and wash over us. And so that's why I pray every single day for Black men as the spiritual director of Sons of Spirit, because it creates that energy of opening. It creates the presence of God in the space. It invites God's presence into the lives of all Black men who hear it, and allows for the healing to flow to them, whether they realize it or not, whether we are receptive to it or not. Every time that we're able to pray, and I'm able to pray for my brothers, it's an opening for our healing.